name's Alicia. Yeah, this is Raya right here. And this is my first video. And for the last few weeks, months, better said weeks, I've been having this urging call to share my wisdom, and not in the sense of I know everything better, but more so in the sense that every single person on this planet has a special gift that they've been given, and everyone needs to need is such a icky word, I feel like, but everyone who feels like they've been missing something in their lives, maybe, perhaps this is something you'd like to look at. And I have been not wanting to make this video for so long because I was like, my ego was talking. My ego was like, you don't got a good camera, you don't have a microphone, you don't have this, and pretty much just focusing on everything what I didn't have. And what I completely missed is how much I really do have. And the last few months, years, I've been really appreciating authenticity and trying to strive for authenticity in so many ways, but I feel like it's not as easy as it sounds sometimes. It's of course I'm just going to be myself, and especially for me in front of a camera, it's even more difficult to do stuff like that because I haven't had social media in 5 years, and the only thing I've been exposing myself to was some YouTube videos, and I cannot stress enough how these small YouTube videos, the ones with the little views, the ones that are not maybe meant for the entire world, but they're there, and I feel like those have been guiding me this entire time, and for weeks something has been pushing me to do this right now, and I've been too scared to. I've been letting fear conquer me, being afraid of how I put myself out there into the world, and I always told myself, if I do put myself out into the world, only in one way, authentically. And so, here I sit, in my Don't Moose With Me onesie, with the butt clap, and I haven't showered in 3 days, I haven't even brushed my teeth, it's 12 a.m. right now. Yeah, and I hate when I have my hair back like this. That's one of the things, I really hate going out like that, but it's me most of the time, to be honest, you know? I always think oh, my baby hair is gonna stick out, it's gonna look like I'm bald. The things that goes through every single one of our minds. And so my bed isn't made. I normally make my bed every single morning, I do actually have to say, but I was literally just sitting in bed naked, journaling, and something was you gotta make this video now, because yesterday I actually told myself, maybe I didn't want to do it anyways, and maybe I didn't want to be on the internet anyways, and literally making up the best excuses for just my perfectionism getting in the way. And I'm a very creative person, I love being creative, but I've been having this block in my creativity because of my perfectionism and my logical mind being oh no, that's not good enough, or oh no, blah 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 blah, and so on, as we know it, it's a human experience that we all go through, and I'm no means a professional. I am just a little nurse in Freiburg, and I'm trying to make my difference in the world, just like everyone's trying their best in their own ways. And I'm switching to the psychiatric unit because I'm really interested in helping people find their truths, and I know that's like my calling, what I'm here made to do, and I'm going to try my best to do that. And as much as I get done in this life, amazing. And I'm already feeling my truth living within me. It does obviously sometimes get off path in certain ways, but those bad emotions, or those emotions that are telling us we are off path, are just literally leading us right back on track again. And you can't go wrong with this beautiful universe. You can't go wrong, because it's a certain communication flowing into you and out of you in so many different ways. Or I could sit here for hours talking about all the synchronicities and all the magical way this world works. And I'm also working on saying more with less words and just getting straight to the point, and because all that blah 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 all around, which I'm too guilty of, too gotta say so myself, it kind of like washes out like the true inner wisdom that lies within you. And I'd like to sort out the stuff from the ego and just be like, bam, that's my truth. And I feel like the only way to do that is to show up authentically in my onesies, in my unmade bed. And before half an hour ago, I didn't even know I was going to make this video, but that's the kind of spontaneity I've been longing for, you know. And just like, I bet so many of us have gone through this phase right now. Like, I've been seeing it in the world, like in an insane amount. Like, I couldn't unsee it, maybe because I was also attracting that stuff because I was in that place, but just like going through the world and not knowing where to even start, and just like feeling that like exhaustion of like even just it's hard to describe. It's like this hole that you keep falling into, and you haven't found a way to avoid the holes, and so you're just like falling into one hole after the other, thinking that you're doing something wrong, or you're like something's wrong with you, or there's like a defect or something. But I'm here to tell you, like, you're not a defect, girl, like, or boy. Sorry. You're not a defect, not in the slightest way. And I'm here to tell you to trust that those holes are there, placed beautifully by the universe, even though it doesn't seem like it all in the moment. But this is your path, and you may not be able to choose how the universe presents its gifts to you. It's not going to be packaged in this beautiful wrapping paper and a beautiful bow. It can be, who knows, but 90% of the time it's going to be presented to you in a different way. And just because it is presented to you in a different way than you are expecting does not mean it doesn't count. There's so much going, like, more beyond than you could imagine. On, like, in behind the scenes, like, there's just this magic happening behind the scenes, and I feel like an idiot trying to describe it, because you can't describe, like, our human brains cannot even comprehend this magic happening. And once we choose to see that magic, man, the world just opens up from there. And we see open doors, opportunities, instead of feeling stuck. And the last few years I've been feeling very, very stuck, and feeling like I don't have much choice in this, I don't have much power, which is the furthest thing from the truth. We are the creators of our own lives. You are the creator of your life. And together, we're co-creating. Like, our physical reality is what our thoughts, emotions, and lives consist of. What are, I often got into that, belief system that your thoughts are irrelevant, your thoughts you can just, throw away, and they're just useless. I got that sense a lot from Buddhism, to be honest, that, your thoughts are bullshit anyway, so just chuck them out the window, but I disagree now. After years of just, following what people were telling me to do, and telling them to, separate yourself from your thoughts. Sorry, I'm also currently sick right now, and so at first I was like, let's not make it because I'm sick, but then I was just like, what better time, girl? But yeah, anyways, with the thoughts, I thought they were, useless, but they're not useless. They really do point you in the direction. You just can't let yourself be controlled by every single one of your thoughts. And there's a big difference to have yourself in control and your thoughts kind of maybe pointing you in what direction it could go. And some thoughts will point you in this direction, and some thoughts will point you in this direction. But where are the most arrows pointing to? If you've got 50 arrows pointing to the left and 3 arrows pointing to the right, then that's your direction, your path. But like I said, there is no wrong. And once you, for example, by accident, step on the right path because you think that's your right path, that path also leads to the same path towards the end. It just may take a little bit longer. It's like in Google Maps when they say the best route and then the detour route, but who knows, maybe the detour route has the best scenic view, and it's not about how quick you're getting there. It's literally just about listening to that inner voice and letting it guide you and trusting you and yourself that you have the intuition and the power and the wisdom to be able to see it as that. May I come up? Yeah, but anyways, and just to have that wisdom to see it as that. And where was I getting at? Yeah, and that is literally what. Now she comes. Oh, right. Now you come. Only when Mama doesn't call you, it doesn't. And life guides you in the most crazy ways. And sometimes it takes months, sometimes it takes years to be able to fully understand why you were put into that position. But if something inside you is calling that everything is wrong right now, that nothing is right, try to reach into the part of you that asks, or that tells you what is right. What can you pull out of this situation, out of this information, out of this life experience? Because whether you want to believe it or not, we're here to experience everything. That's the absolute highs, and that's also the absolute lows. And once we learn just to see it as just emotions that are guiding us, which we'll have to remind ourselves quite often throughout the journey, I do have to say, because it's just your blueprint, where your brain goes naturally. Your blueprint's still there, how you were brought up and how you see the world and everything, but can you see the world in your own truth? Not that what other people have been telling you. Your own truth. Rhea, please stop. No one else's truth. Not what someone else has told you, but the truth that comes from the inside that you just know is true. You just have this inner feeling nothing else, maybe something else will make sense, but nothing as prominently as that one thing. And I'm not here to tell you what your truth is, because no one can. Not even, the only person that can tell you what your truth is God himself. And when I say God, I find it's a very mixed term, because I don't mean like, I know it's like one unified God, so to speak. Like, for me, that is my truth. And whenever somebody else mentions a higher power or a God or of any sorts, for me, like, my opinion is we're all referring to the same thing, and that shows us how to connect with different religions, different opinions, different beliefs, instead of finding the places where it disconnects, where it doesn't cross over, where there's differences. Like, can we remind ourselves, like, what we need to focus on? It's not about the differences, it's about the unity. It's about where we can find one common ground. And once we're able to do that, like, dude, like, the whole world could, like, just have, like, everyone could just have their own opinions, and other people, like, being accepting of that. But I get that it's, like, a part of the experience, that it's not like that right now, but why live in a world so separate when we are all one? We always were, and we always will be. We are all one. And the ego is the one that is trying to find those differences, those separateness. Can we choose to choose again? Can we choose to filter our reality, filter our perception, the things we do want to see? And it is totally normal. If you had something you've been used to your entire life, it is so normal to have that come up again. The most important part of this is that you realize when it comes up. When it rises up to the surface, acknowledge it for what it is, and then drop it consciously, you know? And you might have to do this at first 50 times a day, 100 times a day, maybe 2 times a day. But the more you practice this, the more it's going to shake up the marbles in your brain. And what I mean with that is, let's say a marble has crossed a path from point A to point B in your head for like 20 years. Could you imagine, even if the marble is just rolling with not much pressure, how deep that path can become with time? And the more often and the longer you think that thought, the deeper that thought is going to be engraved. How can we take the marbles and just shake it up a little bit to create the paths that we choose ourselves? Not let ourselves go into autopilot mode. Not follow the things we should and shouldn't do, the things we could and couldn't have done. Where can we go from right now? If this moment was the only moment you would have ever known to exist, which it is, by the way, what would you do with it? What would be your most ideal way to live this moment? I'm gonna leave you open with that question, because I'm not here to give answers. I'm here to bring you closer to your own truth by asking particular questions. And it's a journey we're on together. I'm not coming here and telling you I know it better and I've been on this journey longer. I'm here to be like, hey, this is me, this is you. You're here for a reason, and I know that, because otherwise I wouldn't have been sent to make this video. I know you're here for a reason, and I know you're listening to this at the exact right timing. And even if this only achieves 5 people, those 5 people have gotten the video at the exact right timing. And this is not going to be a video with a whole bunch of editing and a whole bunch of professional like marketing and blah blah blah. It's just literally going to be like raw footage coming from the heart. And I got this message, I got this push to do this right now with completely unfiltered settings. Like, I can't even describe you. I literally didn't know I was making this video like half an hour ago, but something was just like, boom, now bitch. And I just thought, what could I lose? You know, like, I was having struggles taking that first step because, like, my perfectionism has been destroying my creativity, to be honest. Like, thinking I need this and this and this and this tool to be able to even start. Like, it's all bullshit. You can start right now, whatever you're doing, even if it is the smallest, even if it is just the idea of the spark inside your brain. You have all the tools you need. You have everything you need to get started. And how are you going to do that? And if getting started literally just means for you to relax, if you've been the person, like myself, that has been rushing from point A to point B to point Z, whatever, maybe your first step is just to take a breather, to just relax, to just sit there in your onesie and not do anything, because all in balance. And oftentimes it is like the things that we resist that are our medicine. Not always, but ask yourself, what is your medicine right now? And it is usually not the thing that you've been continuing to do on default mode. What is one aware action you can take right now? Even if that means taking 10 seconds to walk slowly throughout your apartment, your room or your bathroom, whatever, just to like have conscious footing on the floor, or just to breathe in your shoulders up to your ears and then drop them. Just something. What is that one little step you can take right now? And it doesn't have to mean anything. It can be just for you. And this is my message. This is my step A to step B. Ashley Paquin had a beautiful video that really inspired me to do this. She said, why are you rushing from A to Z? Where can you take a step from point A to point B? Because you're gonna get exhausted trying to take the big leap from point A to point Z. Let's enjoy the process and really savor the moments that come up. Accept everything that comes up, the good and the bad, because there is no good and bad, by the way. Just follow through the journey, follow through the path, and see where it leads us, because once we believe in something greater, oh baby, things just get started.